And we're back, people. We are totally back. Your favorite, I'm never lying, sports podcast, roaming the airwaves, rolling with Ramos is back. I happen to be the one that holds the last name Ramos. I like to specifically thank my daddy for that one. Mike Ramos in heaven, I love you every day, every hour, every minute. Can you believe I got a birthday coming up? That's crazy. Episode 149. Because we are one. At this point, I'm not going to stop counting till we get there. We're one episode away from 150 episodes that y'all been hanging with us, okay? And in true fashion of such anniversaries and birthdays, because y'all know it's always about me. I'm selfish this week. I don't care what you got to say. Episode 149, the birthday edition. Your girl turned 37 on Sunday. I take everything. Venmo, Cash App, wire transfers. If you got to put it in a bottle and ship it to me, put it in the water, whatever you got to do to help your sister out. I love you. Anyways, Tristan, you never can ignore my phone calls. What's up, baby? We're back.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Yep, and your birthday is approaching, so that's an exciting time. I'm definitely ready to talk about the ongoings of the various sports uh arenas because a lot has been happening, especially the past week and weekend.
And I get to turn up at home. In future past, I had to travel. Mama don't got to do that this time. I'm in the DMV. And our guest this week, I'm sorry, I'm already on the weekend. Our guest this week, you meet people in traveling on social media, and do you ever really think that you're going to be able to connect with them and meet them? Everybody says we can do this and we can do that, and they don't. But this girl been 10 toes down. It's been a pleasure to meet her. It's been a pleasure to chop it up with her online. She is Kirsten Richardson, the associate producer for News 5 in Cleveland. I was just in Cleveland. We missed each other like this. You are rolling with Ramos. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And usually I'm not too fond of Libras. But
I don't know what's going on with what people think of my sign here. You complain about the men, not about the women.
You know what I was about to say? I think it's the men that give you guys the bad rap.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Oddly enough, one of my best friends is a Libra male. So, but the women
are
cool.
better than October ones. Just whatever. We're not lying. We're just trying to not be confrontational. Remember that. Anyway, let's get right to it, shall we? Monday Night Football, right away. The Lions 38-30. Jared Goff, 20-28, 202 yards, 1 touchdown. David Montgomery, 12 carries for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 22 carries, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 21 of 27, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 carries, 35 yards on the ground. 111 points this man has accrued through 3 games. They are 1-2. Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. Mark Andrews, 6 receptions for 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman, 5 receptions, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson, guys, he was sacked 7 times. Lions outrushed the Ravens 224 yards to 85. I just thought it was an outstanding team effort, man. I was proud of the players. I was proud of the coaches. That was Dan Campbell. It's a huge win. This is Detroit's first win in B-More against B-More, and they snap a 5-game losing streak. Detroit scored on drives of 98 and 96 yards against a Baltimore front that was without defensive lineman Nnamdi Madubuike and showed little ability to handle the Lions physically. Kyle Van Noy was also out. The biggest problem is we didn't play good defense, John Harbaugh says. There's nobody in that locker room that thinks that's good enough. That's not who we are. It cannot be who we are. It's not good enough. It's not acceptable. I'm going to go to the victor first, guys. This is a Detroit team that lost Ben Johnson last year. He got his first win last Sunday. They lost him last year. Everyone thought that this Lions team was not going to be the same without him. Instead, They began the season with a dud in Green Bay. They rebounded back against Chicago in week 2. On defense, Calvin Shepard coached a great game. You got to give that man some credit. He had that defense looking sound and disciplined. How much of a statement game was this win for them? We're talking of going around the league and you're talking about the Ravens, the Green Bays of the world. You're talking about all these other teams. But how much does this put them in Super Bowl conversation, contender conversation? And how much does this win is it good for them? Kirsten, you're the lady. You start first.
I'm gonna start this off and say I don't really think it puts them in Super Bowl contention. This might be a biased opinion because if we look at their record last year, right? They were the most explosive offensive team that we had in the NFL last year. I think their record was what 12-3, if I'm not mistaken, last year. And then when they got to the playoffs, they disappeared. So I think it's easy to look at regular season success and say a team is going to make it to the Super Bowl or they're contenders. However, it's a simple fact in the matter of when you get to the playoffs, what are you going to do? And if their team is known for disappearing, it's kind of hard, at least for me, it's kind of hard to consider you a contender. Because does that mean the Ravens aren't a contender anymore after this loss? Or does that just mean that the Lions are just that good? I mean, there's things that we can look at across the board. So for me, I'm going to say no.
Listen.
All right, so I'm gonna push back slightly because one, I think I do agree. I don't think this automatically puts Detroit in Super Bowl contention, but I only say that because it's way too early in the season. I know a lot of people reference the fact that they were high scoring offense last season and all that, and then what happened in the playoffs. But also got to keep in mind is that they were basically down to their twos and threes on the defensive side of the ball by the time they got into the playoffs. So that played a lot into it. Aiden Hutchinson was out. Branch was hurt. One of their key linebackers was out. So they had a lot of injuries that they had to overcome, and they couldn't overcome. With that being said, I think with Detroit, um, this is showing the culture of Dan Campbell. We always reference, oh, look at the defense. Oh, look at Aaron Glenn being gone. Oh, look at the offense. Ben Johnson's now in Chicago, and then they started off slow. They started off slow the season, but then you kind of saw their identity of who they were last night, which is showing like yes, you can have the coordinators all you want, but Dan Campbell is the straw that stirs the drink. So I think this was a big win for them as far as going forward in the season. Are we going to say Super Bowl? It's too early to tell. But this was a strong showing going into uh, going to the rest of the season against an opponent that a lot of people did have as a Super Bowl favorite. Now, on looking on the other end, wait, are we going? Can I talk
Yeah,
about the Ravens?
let me get there for you. Hero
But
ball. They're blaming. They're still trying to talk about Lamar on this one, but he almost has to play hero ball for this game to be it. This is supposed to be the year, Tristan. Going into your point, Ravens losing another close game in prime time. If you're a Ravens fan, how concerned are you, especially in games with the defensive side of the ball? It seems as though we're looking at a team where if one side's down, the other one can't scratch the other. 96 and 98-yard drives. You're not used to a Ravens defense in general being able to say something like this. What are you saying? What are you looking at over there on that Ravens side of the ball? Another loss in prime time for them,
If
a close one.
if y'all give up back-to-back 90-yard plus drives, you are not going to win a football game that way. That is just no way to win a football game. Um, I do think, though, there is enough blame to be shared on all sides for the Ravens. Um, Lamar did hold the ball a lot, and that can cause sacks. That led to sacks, actually. He did get sacked 7 times. That wasn't just all on his offensive line. That was also on him as well. Um, I will say he can Derrick Henry fumbling the ball in the fourth quarter. Again, we saw you do that against the Bills. You know what I mean? These are all this is all ingredients for a recipe for disaster. So I do think there is blame to be shared on the whole entire team as opposed to just looking at, like, some people wanted to say, oh, Lamar was holding the ball too long, Derrick Henry's fumble, or the defense giving up 38 points. That's almost 40 points. I think it's blame to be shared on all sides, and I just don't think they were playing. This term is very popular this year, complementary football. I just don't think that they were playing complementary football. And when football is such a team sport that you need all 22 to be locked in, or else it's just not going to work. You need the defense, you need the offense, you need the special teams. Everybody has to be, in order to get the shit moving, everybody has to be on one accord. And if they're not, you see what's happening. So if I was a Ravens fan, which I am not, I'm a Browns fan, okay? But I don't want to hear anything bad. Don't say anything about my team. No.
Listen,
Oh, wait, Tristan, you muted yourself.
I was saying not this week anyway. We won't send them back this week.
Hey,
I do think that the Ravens. So I do think that if you're a Ravens fan, it's no need to freak out. I mean, this is the same team last year. I understand we can't go off of last year, but if we, since it's so early in the season, that's really what we have to go based off of. This is the same team last year that had a really rough start. And if you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they're also having a rough start. Who are known for being dominant in the league. So I don't think it's you have to freak out just yet. We're only in week 3. They just, getting their feet wet.
only week 3 in the NFL is crash out time for a team that everyone is saying so complete. And this is the team, and this is what it's supposed to be. Tristan, how much work do they got to do? Still,
A lot. Mentally, the roster is there. This is a mental problem. This is a heart check. Like there's nothing more you can do. One thing I give credit to their GM. Whatever the fans, the radio here, whoever, whatever they heard that they felt that the Ravens need, he answered. He gave it to them. He said Lamar needs more wide receivers. Here's a plethora of wide receivers: Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., DeAndre Hopkins, Bateman. Said you need to give him another tight end. Okay, cool. We'll give you Mark Andrews and we'll give you Isaiah Likely. I know Isaiah Likely's hurt right now. You say you need to beef up the offensive line. Cool. We're going to draft the offensive line. You say you need to ramp up the defense. Defense got to be better. Okay, well, we're going to go get Roquan Smith. We're going to go draft Kyle Hamilton at the safety position. We just signed Jair Alexander when, being a free agent from Green Bay. He's answered.
yeah.
It's the players and the coaches now to deliver. He's done. He did the grocery shopping. You gave him a list. He did the grocery shopping.
Not to
But
cut
this
you
is
off. I'm so
go ahead.
sorry. I just got to ask you a question while it's fresh on
Sure.
my mind. Since
Yeah.
you brought it up, and I'm like, I want to hear your thoughts as well. Since you brought up Zay Flowers, do you think that he folds in big games? If you think about it, if you look at when he plays a team with a really good defense, to me, as somebody who is a fan of the game, it seems as if he folds in high pressure situations. That's just my opinion.
I don't even know if it's so much that he folds or he just disappears. And I don't know if that's his fault. When you watch Zay Flowers coming out of college, they use Zay Flowers in a myriad of ways. They don't seem to do that with the Ravens offense. It's really like Lamar or bust, even though you got these very talented skill players around him. One thing that I really admire with the Bills is they realize they got Superman back there at the quarterback position. But they tell him, be Clark Kent. Only be Superman when we absolutely need you to put on the cape. That's what the Ravens have to kind of inherit with Lamar. They're like, okay, we're just gonna let Lamar do his thing and be Lamar. But okay, what happens when he can't do that? Like I always said I would rather that position be played conventionally. And then when you got the special juice, give me the special juice when I need it. Like if it's something that is just out of control, that's when I need you to be the guy. And so when you have Zay Flowers that you could put him in, you could put him outside, you could put him in the slot, you could put him in the backfield, you could do a myriad of things to get the ball in his hands. I think a lot of people forget how good he is with the ball in his hands, not just him catching it, but run after catch. He has a lot of different skill sets that he can do. but you're trying to keep doing this conventional I formation, give the ball to Derrick Henry. Okay, that don't work. We're going to throw across the middle, give it to Mark Andrews. Okay, that don't work. We're going to put Zay Flowers on the poster out and go route. Okay, that don't work. What else you going to do? Let's be more creative with this offense, with these kind of skill positions that you got. And defensively, it's just where's your heart at? I mean, I mean, I hate to say it, but I understand Van Noy is not out there. I forgot their defense tackle. He got hurt. He's not out there. But this is Ravens football. This is known for defense. Like, I don't care what you've done on the offensive side of the ball. Ravens are known for defense, and even their offense is physical. So that's why I said this is more of like a mental heart check because the front office did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
They signed their players. Players that deserve contracts got contracts. They went in free agency. They nailed. They typically always nail the draft. So okay, I gave you the groceries, make me a meal. Like that's really what it is. And so now we're getting to the point where the reason why I feel like this loss was more impactful, you already lost to the Buffalo Bills,
Yeah.
a game you really could have won, but you
Yeah.
lost. So that's already a mental hurdle you got to climb because they're the ones outside of Kansas City that always got your number in the playoffs. Then you go and lose to Detroit when they were still trying to figure themselves out. So yeah, what is this saying about you? And they're still going to be a good team. They're still going to be double digit wins. But at this point with the Ravens, that don't matter. It's what you're doing in the postseason. And if we can't see you with the urgency, I think Harbaugh said that people on the outside are silly that are saying this is Super Bowl or bust. No, your team is built to win the chip.
Yeah.
We don't care about your regular season. We know you're going to get 10, 11, 12 wins. We know that. We already know you're going to get that. We already know that you're more than likely going to win the division. We already know that. We need to see a championship come out of you now,
Yeah.
especially you, John Harbaugh, because your claim to fame is that last championship. You had all them veterans on here. So this is really you now. You were still kind of a young pup when you won your championship with them. Because that was Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Anquan Bolden. They were the ones that was leading that team. So we need to see what you can do now when you got these young pups that you're trying to grow up.
I think Kyle Hamilton spoke last week about how the locker room was talking about maturity on that defensive side of the ball. I mean, you can't be a Ravens defense. You pin them 10 yards, 5 yards, and the first play is a first down. Like Jahmyr Gibbs was just able to run up the middle like it was nothing. It's like,
Can't do it.
what kind of grit? You get down to the goal line and you can't score because the game should have been what, 21-14, 21-7 for like a good bop. They couldn't score one, had to come back and score it again. That trick play against the Lions that the Lions run themselves looked like something out of the NFC Championship
Yeah.
last year. Derrick Henry, why did you throw it back to Lamar? Why didn't you throw it back to Lamar Jackson? Lamar holding on to the ball, to your point, Kirsten, there was times that you saw the lanes were open and he's ready to throw it somewhere. And we're still having this conversation about saying, Lamar, do what you got to do. So by now, everybody done caught up to you in those lanes and you can't head fake them or do anything because now they're in your face. To your point of Zay Flowers, we're forgetting how young this man is.
He's
He's
young.
still trying to avenge that fumble at the goal line. That should have been a Ravens win going into the Super Bowl. So it's still so much left for him to do. The yards after catch, as soon as he catches it, he's gone. You have to stop him. So I don't think he disappears. I agree with Tristan. I don't think it's a level of he can't step up. It's a
They
matter
don't
of how they're going to use him. He was
they don't
injured.
use them.
He's coming back. There's just so many things when it comes to this Ravens team. Speaking of Ravens, Derrick Henry offers an apology to Ravens fans. He was 3 fumbles in 3 games at all at momentous
They
times of the game. If he doesn't fumble last night, guys, I don't think we're even talking about what we're talking about right now.
would have drained the
I,
clock. Yep.
yes, I'm my worst critic, so I'm not going to try to beat myself up too much. But it's hard to not when it is consecutive and consistent instances of me doing the same thing. The 3 straight games with a fumble tied for the longest such streak of his career, week 14 through 16 of 2022. Last year, Henry fumbled just 3 times on 325 carries. He's hit the figure on just 41 this season. In 10 years, he's only fumbled more than 3 times in an entire season twice. In 5 of those campaigns, he's had one or fewer. So hopefully he gets it together.
Does that go back to what Tristan said about doing the mental work though? I mean, if you have, we've never seen you fumble this much in your career, and Derrick Henry is a solidified running back in the NFL. So is there something going on mentally off the field? It has to be something off the field that's going on that's causing you to have all these fumbles, because it's just not like you.
So when I talk about coaching, like coaching and what John Harbaugh has to do, this is one of the key examples. You need to wrap your arms around Derrick Henry this week.
Agreed.
You need to encourage that man this week. I saw this before. We've seen it happen with great players. The one that stuck out in my mind when I saw that fumble happen was when Eddie George signed with the Cowboys and he fumbled. And I think they said that was like his first fumble in like 3 years. And I think after that season, he retired. It just, for running backs that are so great like that, when they do something uncharacteristic, it shakes them. It's why he reacted the way he reacted last night, because it's not him. He's like, that's not, I don't fumble. So this is the time where you're like, John Harbaugh, you need to wrap your arms around Derrick Henry and say, hey, you are still King Henry. We are still going to need you. You are still him. Don't worry about it. Move forward, because you've got to get him out of that mental headspace all week. He's you know how social media is. He's probably
Yeah.
seen it all over social media. He's hearing it all over the radio. I saw people talking about should he be benched. I'm like, y'all are tripping. Like, but that's the chatter until he gets back on the football field again. So you got to talk to him and make sure he's in the right headspace, or else them fumbles are going to keep coming, because he's gonna now he ain't going to be running the way he needs to run because he's worried about that ball. You
And I'm
got
not
to get in his mind.
I'm not saying that chatter is warranted, but like you mentioned before, just like it's a championship or bust for people who aren't Ravens fans, what do you think Ravens fans feels? Championship or
Oh, I'm
bust?
sure.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Browns fans was ready to. No, it's not the same. I gotta throw my team in there, y'all. Sorry, but Browns fans was ready to kick Andre Smith off the team. We was ready to run him out of Cleveland after the 35-yard field goal miss and the extra point. We could have won. We
Yeah.
could have been 2-1. Oh, we could have been 2-1. But that's neither here nor there. But then he redeemed himself. So that also goes back to having a short-term memory as well. You got to have a short-term memory. I understand that's easier said than done, but you're a vet in this league and things happen. So you have to, I feel like you have to have, or try to have, a short-term memory, and realize that, like you said, it happens to the best. It happens to the best of the best. You wouldn't be human if you didn't make a mistake.
When it comes to
Yeah.
the whole Ravens team in general, it just seems like the whole season is mirrored by redemption. Lamar has to redeem himself every year. We're
Yeah.
looking at Mark Andrews, looking at Zay Flowers. Now we're looking in real time. We're looking at Derrick Henry. It doesn't get easier. For the Lions, they got Cleveland next week. For the Ravens, you might as well say this game is prime time. 4:25, they play the Chiefs. So this is gonna be
Another
something to
mental,
look at. Another
Mhm.
another
game
mental hurdle.
where it's gonna have to be them over themselves.
Hmm.
Speaking of them over themselves, we move on to 95 and we move on back. We move up 95. We go to talk about the Giants. The Giants are planning to start rookie Jackson Dart on Sunday versus the Chargers. Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards against Dallas, and now just days later, he is expected to be the number 2 quarterback behind Dart. The Giants, who are 0-3, also have veteran Jameis Winston on the roster. Wilson struggled in Sunday night's 22-9 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. When I saw that, I was like, when the hell we ever seen? I ain't seen Giants in no marquee since Eli. But when have we ever seen them two be in prime time? He threw for 160 yards and tossed a pair of interceptions. There was also an ugly red zone possession late in the contest where he threw the ball out of bounds on 4th down, and he was booed late in the first half after the second interception. The switch to Dart is a move that could reinvigorate a disappointed fan base. Fans cheered when the rookie came onto the field, a snap in the second quarter on Sunday night. Just so you Giants fans have some clarity, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are 3-0.
3-0.
How both of them leaving get better? I don't understand that one. Saquon Barkley leave,
Yeah,
he get a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones leave, he think he freaking Eli, like or a
yeah,
Peyton. I'm sorry, he thinks he's Peyton Manning all of a sudden.
yeah,
What is going on?
Peyton Manning.
yeah. Odell got a chip too.
He did. Oh my
He
god!
did.
Here's the key. Don't be a giant
Don't be a
Don't be a
giant.
for
giant.
for too long. But
How
how do
Yeah.
you feel about for
you can start off there. Do you think Jackson Dart will do better? That's
yes,
the
there we go.
question.
So, so Kirsten, I know you're new to us. Mikkel knows that I'm very big about college football, in particular college quarterbacks. Here's my thing with Jackson Dart.
Like he discovered
I
them before
said,
they even show.
I said when he came out, I said the thing about him is that he's very reckless, and you got to temper that. He'll make decisions. He'll have a game where it's like, oh wow, that was really impressive, and then he'll have a game where you're like, what in God's name did you see? And so I'm hoping this is not a knee jerk reaction because my issue is if he had a good camp, you watched how he was in preseason, why didn't you start him from day one? And just let's rock with it and see what happens. Because the worst thing that can happen right now is that you put this man in and he's terrible. And the team is still losing and doesn't look like anything. Because now you don't have anything to fall back on.
Yeah,
You've
it would
already
be a
you
better
you've already
situation for Russ if he was bad and then he came in and saved the day
absolutely.
then too.
Absolutely. So I'm like, so is this a knee-jerk reaction because of the chance that you heard? I mean, you're ready to bench Russ from this game when, albeit I understand the Cowboys defense is terrible, but the man
Horrible.
did throw for 500 yards just the week prior. So you're not going to give a guy that was a Super Bowl champion that showed you it could be done at least another week. I would have said, let me at least see another week and see if he's going to suck before I'm bringing in the kid. But you want to bring in the kid now, and my gut tells me this is a knee jerk reaction. I'm not one to tell to wish downfall on QBs because I think these modern QBs are getting an unfair shake when it comes to development, and I can go on a whole other rant about that. So I'm not
Jordan Love was the last one
e-
that got a real stretch of having to
exactly
sit.
so I
And look
just
at him
feel like
now.
it's just it's really disgraceful what's happening with these young QBs. But
Agreed.
with all that being said, if you don't have a way to protect this man, because everybody's thinking it was all Russ. No, 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 no. You
That
see that
offensive
offensive
line
line?
is a little tragic, and this is like I coming from a Browns fan where our offensive line is shaky. That offensive line
Anytime you
is
say
Is
Browns.
it's
I,
terrible.
take you can take a shot every time I say Browns fan. Uh,
It's
Right.
it's bad. It's that offensive line is
it is.
terrible.
It
So I'm
is.
like, you don't. So your offensive line is bad. You're just now using Scatterboo, which I'm like, y'all should have been used him. But y'all just now using Scatterboo, but he still got to get used to running the football. You don't have a clear cut option on the offense side of the ball besides Malik Neighbors. So
Mhm.
you're putting him in a bad spot against a Chargers defense that is actually pretty good
Yeah.
with Justin Herbert on the other side of that ball as well.
And don't
So
forget, he got his boy.
The Chargers team that beat the
exactly, Keenan
Chiefs.
Allen.
He got Keenan Allen. He got his
So
boy, his
this
favorite
could be
target.
ugly. Yeah, this could be ugly too. It
Question,
It
really
could
can.
be.
real quickly. If this does not work, how long does Brian Dable keep a job?
He might get fired after this year if it doesn't work. If it's like catastrophic, if it's bad, let me say this. If it's
Mid-season,
bad,
we gonna get to the end of the year.
no, 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 no. Even no, no.
Mm-mm.
This has to be catastrophically bad for Brian Daboll on the job, who will be on the hot seat as that GM. That GM got to go. I'm
He should
surprised
have
he
lost his job
survived.
after the Saquon Barkley situation.
I'm
I'm
surprised
sorry.
he survived last year. I'm
Me too.
surprised he survived last year because you let Saquon walk and watch what Saquon did. So it's like, oh, so all you need to do is just build a decent offensive line. Is that what you're telling me? Like that's what we've been saying for like 6, 7 years is to build the offensive line correctly. So yeah, he might be in trouble. I think Brian Daboll just got into a bad situation and he didn't realize how bad it was.
The list of teams who are 0-3: Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, Tennessee Titans, New York Giants, New Orleans Saints, New York Jets. We spoke about the Giants earlier. How you guys feel about these other teams that are 0-3?
I'm so sad for CJ because I I always root for
Cinderella season they
anybody.
had a couple years ago.
No, not that. I was going to say because I am a Buckeye fan. Okay, yes, I'm always going to tie something back to my Ohio roots,
I'm
people.
back to.
Just to let you know,
I
okay?
respect it. I respect it.
I am a Buckeye fan. I want to see all my Buckeyes do well. Okay. I want to see all of them do well. And I really thought that CJ, because when he came into the league his first year, I thought he put the league on notice. Personally, I thought he put the league on notice, leading a team that essentially sucked. Leading a team that essentially sucked to the playoffs your first year is definitely something to look out for. And then his sophomore season came and he didn't do all that hot, but I was like, just chalking up to this your second
It's a
season.
lot
It
of
happens.
injuries.
Injuries, yes. And now we're in the third season, and I'm just like, oh dear brother. Like, I'm not saying he can't turn it around. I'm also not saying that he also needs a better offensive line as well. He
I'm about
also
to
needs a
say.
better offensive line. But I feel like he has certain pieces around him. Like you have my Nick Chubb, you got Batman, you got my Batman, you have Nico Collins. I feel like you have some pieces around you, but then again, your offense and your defense starts with that line. And if every time you snap the ball and you have somebody in the backfield waiting for you,
I mean,
and you're
you.
running for your life, I don't know where you're gonna get.
I mean, you traded one of the better left tackles in football, and brought him over to DC, which made no sense to me. Then you knew Tank Dell was hurt. You
Yeah,
didn't really offset for that. You knew you weren't getting Stephon Diggs back, and that was kind of a waste because he got hurt last year. So you never got to see that really.
Himself.
Yeah, you didn't get to see that formulate. You didn't give him, I don't know what happened to their tight end. It seemed like after he signed that contract, it just went. I don't know what
he got
happened with
he got
him.
paid. He said, "Okay, I'm good."
Yeah, and so it's Nico Collins or bust. I think Joe Nixon is hurt. So, but you have Chubb, like you said. So it's like Nico or bust, and
Mm.
that offense is not predicated to him getting the ball out quick. That was one thing that was good for him in the rookie season. He was very decisive because they gave him different options to get the ball out. Now it's like he's holding the ball, he's trying to find it, but you don't have the tools. So I feel bad for him in that aspect. And then when I watched it, I'm just like, oh my God, please don't let this be another cursed quarterback in Houston because they just don't know how to take care of their guys. Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson. I mean, this is a history that's being built. So,
Don't even get me
um,
started on Deshaun, please. Don't
well,
even.
yeah, I know. I forgot
That
who I was talking
TJ
to.
Watt
I got a trigger word for you.
statue. Like, come on, that's
Trigger me. That's
he's
definitely
laughing.
Tristan definitely triggered me. It's not funny.
He's
Yeah, I
It
just
laughing.
hurts.
realized it's a
It
trigger
still
word for you.
hurts. Okay.
Let's let's mosey on down to the teams that are 3-0. In contrast, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were told today they will be without their star wide receiver Mike Evans for three
Feels
to
so
four
bad for him.
weeks due to a strained left hamstring. The Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, the Indianapolis Colts, the Los Angeles Chargers. How do we feel about some people on this side of the ball?
Indianapolis Colts is the most surprising one on that list. I'm not even gonna lie. They are the most surprising. They really surprised me. When I heard they got Daniel Jones, I said, "Oh, well, we
That's
know
what I
they're
said.
done for." And
That's what
Daniel
I
Jones
said.
told me to shut up. So that is
Yep.
perfect. That is perfectly fine. I love when players prove me wrong. Do what because this is what you're getting paid to do. So why not step up and prove the haters wrong? I guess I can say I'm a hater in this instance. But yes, I will say that is the most surprising on that. The Eagles are Super Bowl champs, so I feel like we shouldn't expect anything less from them. The Chargers, they have a team. They have some dogs over there. So that
Hmm.
really isn't surprising. But like I said, the Colts are really the most surprising ones out of all. Like if you would have told me in August during the preseason that the Colts are going to be 3-0 to start the season off, I would have said you are crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and speaking of the Colts, does that mean Anthony Richardson might be out of a job, y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, again, quarterback malpractice with the league. It's just you can't. I that one will just rile me up so bad because he had no business coming out. Two, he had no business being drafted that high. Three, he had no business getting the starting job in his rookie year. It was just so many things that was wrong.
Yeah.
So I hope he could go to another team, honestly, get a fresh start. He's still young and figure it out. But yeah, no. Indiana Jones, as they're calling Daniel Jones down there right now, because he balling.
Everybody
And
gets a
I agree with
nickname.
you. It's shot. Yeah, they already gave him the nicknames, and I'm shocked.
Maybe Anthony Richardson could, but
Chin.
don't. Maybe
Indiana
Anthony
Jones.
Richardson could, but don't be sitting up here talking about college is easier than the NFL. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You can't come in here being too cocky now. You got to
exactly.
understand.
You gotta
Everybody in here is Heisman winners. Everybody in here has won a
everybody.
championship. We all at the best of the best. We at the top of our game, sir. How you
Long.
gonna
I
come
knew
in
this
here?
was work.
Like that's what I don't understand with these guys. I'm like, do you understand that we had a guy from my high school that we thought was all world like years ago, thought was all world, like was going to do crazy. And he ended up being like on Jacksonville Jaguars special teams for like 2 years, like special teams. You know what I'm saying? Roosevelt High School up the street had Derek Williams, thought he was all world, great dual threat quarterback, had a great career at Penn State. He pulled out a nice, decent, I think like 6 year career in the NFL playing wide receiver for Detroit. Like these guys are one percenters. That like when you're in the league, that means you were, like you said, the best of the best. Like you're more than likely your high school retired your number and all that jazz. Like you were him.
Yeah.
So why would you come in here and talk about something like it's easier than college? And you came from Florida. That program is trash. What are you talking about? This ain't Urban Meyer, Florida. That program is trash. You talking about this is easier? No, no.
These are not
So yeah,
these are not the Swamp Boys.
no, it's not the swamp. These are not the Swamp Boys. These are not the Swamp Boys. That is a long gone team.
Well,
It's
from
not Tim Tebow.
3 to 3-0, we go to a team that's 1-2 with the same problem as if they was on 3. The Dallas Cowboys, Bears 31, the
Oh,
Cowboys 14. Dak Prescott 31 of 40, 25, 251 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw 2 picks. The third of the game by backup Joe Milton. Star receiver CD Lamb left with a sprained ankle. 4-time Pro Bowler headed to the sideline early in the first quarter after he was hurt on a run when he took a handoff and twisted his ankle as he was tackled by Noah Sewell. He returned to the first play of the second quarter before being ruled out to start the second half. So he's frustrated. George Pickens, 5 receptions, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. We saw him on the sideline frustrated. We knew we
crash
was going
out.
to get a George Pickens crash out soon. We got a George Pickens crash out.
We
The
got it.
Cowboys never really got their offense in gear and couldn't make the stops they needed after squeezing out a thrilling overtime win over the New York Giants. It won't get any easier for the Cowboys this week with Michael Parsons. Y'all remember him? He used to play for the Cowboys. And the Green Bay Packers visiting Dallas. Their first meeting since a contract standoff ended with a blockbuster trade before the opener. This can be a humbling business, says Brian Schottenheimer, the coach. Owner Jerry Jones. I ain't never heard Jerry Jones talk like this. He understands fans' frustration with defense and Eberfluss. He says he also preached patience. You preaching patience? What do we make of the Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen? And how will this situation be versus Micah? So many emotions going in his game. It's so early in the season, but the stuff not even being so early. Michael Parsons is totally vindicated at this point.
Why?
We can clearly say that, correct?
We can. I think so. I just can't believe they let a quarterback that paint his nails go crazy against them. Like they let him go ape stuff on him. I couldn't. I was like, him? Like, not saying Caleb Williams, it sucks, but like he had like what 3
He's
touchdowns
on.
in the
Shout
first
out to
half.
Gonzaga.
4. I'm sorry, 4. His nails look like mine. Chow. I
They
think
said he
that
He repainted on the sidelines.
He got
That's not
somebody over there to redo
diabolical.
the.
Wait,
You
If
know
does
that's
he
they
have
not
a
that.
jail?
diabolical.
Does he have a jail feel, or what's going on?
I don't know. It's kind of giving because this is jail, ladies and gentlemen. This is jail.
Too. It's giving
Yeah,
jail.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
giving
yeah.
jail
The jail girlies know.
because
That is
that's the only way
giving.
you're gonna keep a nail.
I
So
don't
he
know
must
nothing
be
about
That is
that.
the
paying
only way
regular
gonna keep a
price.
nail. That is giving a fresh OPI color.
It's giving Allen Iverson to somebody braiding his hair in the middle of the
This
Yeah,
game.
is
for
all
sure. It's
foreign to
giving
me.
that. It's giving
All
that. But
Okay,
foreign.
like
okay.
All I
this,
know is
I never have a
keep
good.
my nails cut. That's all I know.
Kristen
Keep
said,
them
I don't
cut,
know
keep
nothing
them
about
clean.
that.
You
Keep them
get
cut,
you
keep them
don't get
clean.
a regular manicure, Tristan, because if you get a regular manicure, the paint won't last. So
It won't.
you pay the extra money, you get gel. Gel lasts about 3-4 weeks.
You only
So
get
if you're
regular
gonna
on your
get if
toes.
you're gonna get her nails painted,
Mm.
tell her to pay for the gel, okay? And what we're trying to figure out is, does he get a regular OPI and it's chipping, or is the gel not gelling how it's supposed to be
It's
gelling?
giving
But that's
crackle. It's
but
giving
It
that's
was
crackle.
another
Remember that
that's
it
crackle
was
another
gel
gelling on
polish?
conversation.
it was gelling on Sunday.
Oh,
Can we
oh.
get back to football, please?
Okay, let's get
Please
back to
do.
football. Let's give it
It
back.
gelled it gelled on
I
Sunday with
think
them 4
Michael
touchdown
Parsons
passes.
is vindicated. I mean, if you look at it, Caleb Williams had 30,000 seconds in the pocket because
Sure
there's
did.
nobody. If you look at all the teams, though, that they played so far, they have so much time. The quarterbacks have so much time in the pocket to decide what they're going to do because of the simple fact of the matter, there is nobody to get to the quarterback to even pressure the quarterback or sack the quarterback. I
Mhm.
think Michael Parsons will go crazy against the Dallas Cowboys. I think he wants to make Jerry Jones eat his words. I think that he really wants to take it to Jerry Jones, like specifically to him. It doesn't surprise me that Jerry Jones is in the media talking. Jerry Jones, I feel like he needs attention like we need water. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna die. So that doesn't surprise me that he did all of that extra in the media. But I definitely, back to what I was saying about Micah, I think Micah is going to go absolutely crazy. And I hope Dak is ready because he's coming for you.
It is the thing. Someone asked Jerry this question. I understand that, he ain't never been scared of a question. I get it. But my thing is, there's got to be some level of wisdom somewhere when you answer certain questions and how you answer. If somebody asked him if he was going to give Michael Parsons a tribute for his return to Jerry World, and he said no. He said players like, when Emmett came back, it was different. And
Mhm.
he was basically saying, like, not to put Micah down, but you ain't Emmett. So you don't get no tribute. Like,
You
you
think
don't
he
need to
deserves one?
add, but you just don't
Okay.
need to say it. You just don't need to say it. You don't need that to be out in the airwaves for Micah to hear to put more fire in his belly for you. Like, he's already going to be spitting out fire the moment he steps in that stadium. Like, you don't need to do that. You got to really come to a realization that you made a colossal mistake because your defense is showing for it. Trayvon Diggs looked like he need to retire when the season's over. You have no pass rush anywhere,
Jerron Bland.
anywhere. That- who exactly? Like that. That's the issue that we're having with this team. You said something with Caleb Williams and how he threw the ball. Russell Wilson has been playing football in the NFL for over a decade. This man reached a career high in passing yards against your defense this past weekend. Career high. He's been playing for over a decade, and he reached a career high in passing yards on your defense. This is what we're talking about here. We just talked about how bad the Giants' offensive line was, and Russell Wilson hit a career high in passing yards against you. Like, that makes no sense. Like, outside of a dumb interception, the Giants would have beaten you. The Giants, the New York Football Giants, would have beaten you. Do you understand that? Like, that is really catastrophic. Then they ask him, "Do you still think you have a Super Bowl team?" You're like, "Yeah, well, number 4 is out there." Listen, at this point, Dak Prescott can give you 100 points. Your defense is going to give the other team 101. Like, that's where we're at. So
Yeah.
I don't understand what this is about Jerry that no, I do understand. It's stubborn. He's old. He's stubborn. Micah's going to have a field day. Matt LaFleur's going to make sure that Micah
Mhm.
has a field day. He's going to put him everywhere because we're going to take advantage of this.
Especially after his game against the Browns, he's going to make sure, because Micah wasn't Micah against us. He
I
was
saw him
not
get pancaked.
he. Yeah,
I saw
I
him get
think Jerry's
pancaked.
ego. The biggest problem with the Cowboys is Jerry's ego. It's
Jerry's
his
ego.
ego. His ego gets in the way all of the time. It's the
You,
same thing we saw in well, that's what happened with that '90s team that ended up getting dismantled after a while.
same way.
It's his ego that gets in the way. He's so stuck on I, me. He's, in my opinion, Jerry Jones is worse than Jerry Krause. For those of you that don't know, Jerry Krause is the former Chicago Bulls owner,
I'm about
and
to say that's a cuss
during
word
the
in
Jordan
Chicago.
era, the Jordan, the Phil Jackson, the Dennis Rodman, that era, Scottie Pippen, that era. Okay.
Yeah, that's fighting words
In
in
my
Chicago.
opinion, I
You don't
think
mention
he's
that name.
Well, better yet,
You
just
don't
don't
mention.
watch
You don't
Space.
mention.
Better yet, don't watch Space Jam because Michael
Yeah, you
Jordan
don't
is petty for making
exactly. Like
making the
you don't
coach
do that.
after Jared. He's petty in Space Jam.
I'm just saying.
But
I'm just calling a spade, y'all. I'm just.
no,
And,
but you're
and
That
right.
might be
listen,
a
You're right
trigger.
though.
That
You're
might be
right
a
though.
trigger for some fans. But yes, he is worse in my opinion. That ego needs to be stroked too much, and on top of which, he also has a nerve to not want to pay anybody either. Like how
definitely
When
don't
I
want to pay one of us.
oh
If you want to get my
right
personal opinion,
when I watched the documentary on Netflix about the Dallas Cowboys with
I
Jerry,
watched that too. Very
you
good.
can see. I'm like, oh, so you do know that it's your fault that you don't have 4 or 5 championships under your helm.
Yeah.
You messed that up. You
Yeah.
did that.
he
Like,
said he put the teams in a position. He went and put the teams together. The players didn't do it. So to your point earlier about how it's the players and the GM of the Ravens did what he had to do, it's the players. That's what Jerry's saying.
yeah, but Jerry's wrong. Like you have to have
But Jerry's wrong.
coaching. You have to have coaching. You have to have your players not disgruntled. Like okay, you're in a position now. CeeDee Lamb's not going to be on the field for like at least a month,
Right.
and then you got crash out. You got crash out Pickens over
And
there.
he's already
So
proven that he can't be wide receiver one. Crash Out has already proven that he cannot be wide
already
receiver
proven.
Crash
one.
out
He
Pickens.
gets too much in his head. He get way too much in his head. He's already proven that he can't be wide receiver one. So you stuck with a crash out, horrible defense, and a running game that's
No is absent.
non-existent. So good luck. This is what you got, but you want it to be right. I think he must think that this is the Herschel Walker trade in the '90s. I'm not totally sure. He must think that it's that type of situation, but this is not. This is completely different. Like, I feel like Jerry's looking at the NFL through an old perspective,
Oh
and he's
yes.
not mobilizing with the generation at all. And I think another problem is he's the owner, the president, and the GM. So guess what? You have nobody to sit up
Hmm.
here and be like, Jerry, this is not gonna work. I mean, who's gonna say your kids? They don't know nothing either. They haven't learned anything either.
Hmm.
You have no one to actually challenge you. And if they do challenge you, they're out of a job. So
Hmm.
there's nobody to offer football guidance.
I agree. I agree. It's going to be a long season for the Dallas
Yeah,
Cowboys. I think worse than how it was last year for them. It's going to be a
yeah.
long season.
But it's not gonna stop until the fans stop. Y'all gotta stop showing up. You gotta stop buying the merch. You gotta stop. You have to stop. You know how many you can literally go on TikTok and see so many Cowboys dens and all of this stuff.
It's
It's not.
hard though.
It is
It's hard
hard.
though.
It's hard.
I went down
I
there a couple
know.
years ago. I visited that stadium. If you're not a diehard fan of a team and you go down there, you want to be a Cowboys fan. That stadium, the way they built that, yeah, I
It's
understand.
nice. The nicest in
It's
the
real nice.
NFL. I'll give them that. I think they got ice cream machines on there. That's like you.
They do.
Yep, it's homemade ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Homemade ice cream. They're the
Yes.
only team in NFL where they have a warehouse to make jerseys. Okay, that's. I mean,
Yes.
it can't get any nicer than that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Let's mosey on down to the WNBA, shall we? The
Yes.
playoffs are in full swing. Semifinals game twos, they take place tonight. We already, one was at 7:30. The Lynx lead that series 1-0 over the Mercury. Fever in Las Vegas Aces 9:30. The Fever lead that series 1-0. Very quickly, we got to, well, not, this is probably not going to be quickly, but the Fever celebrating the first playoff win in a decade. It's been a while since they've been deep in a season as such. Caitlin Clark sidelined since July 15th after injuring her right groin. later compounded by a bone bruise in her left ankle. 2 weeks before the playoffs, September 4th, the Fever made a collaborative effort to rule her out of the 2025 season. We talked about Tristan all the time, the durability of Caitlin Clark. We talked about how that has been an issue in her young career. What do we make of her teammates' ability to play without her, especially in such a magical playoff run as this can be,
That's
as
not
this is?
surprising. I knew she wasn't the best player on her team. I just think her fans overhype her. I don't think that she's the best player on her team personally. I just think that she's overhyped. If you look at her, she's supposed to be this lethal shooter and she shoots under 40% from the 3-point line. And we're saying, well, look at the rest of the WNBA. No, we're not moving the goalposts. We're talking about Larry Bird's daughter. So y'all remember when? Do y'all remember when Boozy called her Larry Bird's daughter? Sorry, it's stuck in my head now. But I don't think that we
About
can
to set it off. Go ahead.
set it off. Okay, never mind. That's what LSU did.
Ramos After Dark. Keep going.
I think that I do think that she's not like I said, she's not the best player on her team. She's also a very selfish player. If you look at it as well, she'll miss a shot and her teammates will get the rebound and they go up to make the shot or they go up to shoot the ball. She throwing her hands up like she mad. She also leads the league in turnovers. Again, she led the WNBA and the NBA. She doesn't have any ball handling skills. So it doesn't surprise me that they're doing well. It just might be surprising to her fans. But I wasn't surprised because Kelsey Mitchell is a dog. Aaliyah Boston is a dog. Sophie Cunningham, I don't like her after what she said about my city, but she's a dog. Lexi Hall, you got some people on the team that can carry their own weight. So it wasn't just all her. That's exactly why they went and got the pieces to build around her, essentially, because they know she needed it. And also, if you after your rookie year, you take the summer off and you think you're about to come back and be in WNBA playing form, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Your body's not going to be ready. So it's not surprising that she had a groin injury.
I mean, I don't have nothing else to add because I fully agree with her. I think she's a little overhyped. I'm not saying she's not skilled. I'm just saying I think she's a little overhyped for what was bestowed upon her. I think the recognition and the nods that she get really goes to Paige. I think Paige is that kind of player. Paige is that kind of dog. Paige is that kind of person that is box office. And I've always said that about Paige being in UConn. The only problem that Paige ever had was that she would just have these detrimental injuries. That was it. But when Paige was on the floor, Paige was her. And so it's just like, I don't really understand I kind of get it, but then I kind of don't get it with this Caitlin Clark thing. And it's not to be a hater. I think she can play. I think she's very good. But when Paige came in as a freshman, you knew. I just didn't hear this with Caitlin. It was just like out of nowhere. And then people kept pushing it further because it was like Caitlin versus Angel Reese. And because Angel Reese was getting some love, they're like, no, look at Caitlin, look at Caitlin. And you just kept pushing her. And then, like I said, the fever got her. You're leading the league in turnovers. You're having issues with the referees all the time. Your shot is not as consistent as it was when you were in college. And then the fact that this is your second season that you were done for the year. Like you got to be available. Like that's everybody says best ability is availability, and you're not available. So I think now, if she doesn't have a bounce back year, I think it's really going to come to a head. That's like, oh, she's good, but she ain't that. She's not what they thought she was going to be, this big box office person. I think Paige is, and they still didn't give enough love to Paige for what she is and who she's going to become. And we're going to see it because the WNBA is not going to hide you. Like you're going to get exposed.
I think we all know why that is. Why Paige does not get the recognition she deserves.
We'll get to her. Hold those comments. What I will say is because we doing all this talking about, and I wanted to open with that, but there's somebody else we should be talking about because there's no bouncing back. It's just always staying ready because you ain't got if you're already ready, you ain't got to get ready. Asia,
that's right.
Wilson,
that's right.
Back to back. Kia, WNBA League MVP,
that's right.
First player in league history to be a 4-time. With the fourth, she moves ahead of Cheryl Swoops Lisa Leslie and Lauren Jackson for the most in WNBA history. Now, at first, Nafisa Collier, it appears that she was going to walk away with this by the time the All-Star break happened. She was the favorite. The Lynx beat, well, not even beat, they embarrassed the Aces by 53 points. Wilson limited to 10 points with 4 of 11 shooting. Nafisa ended up getting hurt. She got sidelined with an ankle injury for 3 weeks and missed 11 games, which amounts to a quarter of the regular season. The Aces, meanwhile, don't get it twisted. The Aces, meanwhile, in that time, they responded with that embarrassment at the hands of the Lynx by winning 16 straight games. During that run, Wilson herself, Tristan, you talk about it. She averaged 26.1 points, 12 rebounds, 1.6 steals, and 2.3 blocks. Las Vegas went from a team sitting on a playoff bubble who they didn't even think was going to make the playoffs. They number 2 in the playoff seeding this postseason. We throw this around a lot, Tristan, but you say all the time that you can't just be throwing this 4-letter word out to everybody. GOAT. In a league, ladies and gentlemen, where the presence of Caitlin Clark, we just got finished talking about her, has been both propelling the league, some would say, to newness, but has caused a forgetfulness when it comes to where the league already has come from, the players that are already in it who have made it and already have been one. How much was that a statement for A'ja Wilson?
She's in a league of her own. That simple. A'ja's in a league of her own. A'ja is different. She is built different. We saw this when she was in college. If you actually watched, we saw when she was in college, she's in a league of her own. Her second year in the league, she won MVP and and led them to a championship. A'ja is in a league of her own. That is A'ja Wilson on top. Okay, you come on now. We can't act any different. I'm not surprised, honestly. If you watch basketball, any person that actually watches basketball and understands the game of basketball knows that A'ja Wilson is in a league of her own. However, though, when you mentioned about Nafisa, I love me some A'ja Wilson. Let me just put that out there. I am an A'ja Wilson fan. I need to go get all of her shoes in every color because they're so cute. But I still think it should have went to Fee. Nafisa, the Lynx have been the number 1 team in the WNBA all season long, and Nafisa was a huge, if not the contributor of that. I still think it should have went to Nafisa this year. I do understand that A'ja Wilson did get hot, but their stats are very similar. A'ja's not miles above ahead. She's not miles above ahead of Nafisa. There's 3 people in the WNBA that I think are in a league of their own: A'ja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart. Well, Uwe Stewie is different. I think that personally, I think this year it should have went to Nafisa. That's just me.
I wouldn't have been upset if she won it. I wouldn't have been upset. But I ain't gonna apologize for A'ja getting it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna apologize. Listen, show me the weakness in her game.
I can't
Show
find
me the
it.
weakness in her game. Can't find it. She plays defense. She can play on-ball defense. She can protect the rim. She can shoot from the outside. She can shoot mid-range. She can shoot. She can finish in the paint. She's got great vision. It's hard to find a player with no flaws. And the reason why I can say it easier about the WNBA than the NBA is because in the NBA, when you're just a freakish athlete, where you're like a freak of nature, you can jump higher than everybody, you're stronger than everybody, you're faster than everybody. You can kind of hide where your flaws in your game are. Why I love WNBA is because it's so pure, because it's all skill. Not to say they're not athletes, they're great athletes, but the skill that they have, you're watching like fundamental basketball. You're watching it on display. And she has no flaws. She can finish with either hand. She can do whatever she wants to do on the court. So when the Aces, and I watch the Aces a lot, when the Aces struggle, like that stretch when they were struggling and losing games, it's never really A'ja too much. It's more so that the team around her is just not, they just didn't come out to play that night. If the team comes out to play, like A'ja's going to do what she does. It's rare that you get a bad game from her. And normally when she has a bad game, she explodes the next game because she takes it so personally. So that's why for me, I felt like the MVP, rightfully so. I felt like she should have got defense player of the year. I know she got the co, but I feel like she
Yeah.
should have been the so. Yeah, I made that face too. I think we all did.
Disrespectful.
I was
Yeah, I think
confused with the whole coding.
we all made that. We all.
I mean,
And
shout
I
out
think
to
it was
Elena Smith, but give it to one person. Why are we
One
doing these
person.
things now?
well.
Like, come
I
on.
think I think they looked at it like they were already going to give her the MVP. They were like, "Look, we got to give somebody else something. She can't have everything." I really think that's what it was.
They Josh
So
Allender.
yeah, like, basically, like here, bro, here.
when
Shout out to
you
Lamar because he should have had it, but go
when
ahead,
Man,
you
John.
talk
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
talk about Asia guys, you can her tagline. You can be vulnerable and being MVP. That's her tagline for this MVP, and she's been very open about her mental health. She's been very
Hmm.
open about the fact that sometimes can't be Aja Wilson. I don't feel comfortable being her, and then I walk in here and my teammates uplift me. They wrote so many beautiful letters to her. She's crying. Bam's coming to the celebration. Her
Hmm. Hmm.
father's wearing the pink hair. How much her being from a woman from down south, a black woman from down south who has a statue at the same university her grandmother couldn't even walk on years ago.
Hmm.
How much has her vulnerability been able to play into her, not only not to the skill set that we already see, but the credibility of not her as a player and a person? How much has she
It's
been able to speak
it's
to the masses with that?
it's made her the face of the WNBA. That's why I was even laughing with Caitlin Clark when they were talking about Caitlin. And it's not to poo poo Caitlin Clark. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that, especially me being a black man. I want to make sure I'm clear. I am not shooting down Caitlin Clark, but even when he was coming in and they were talking about, oh, well, she's going to be the face of the league. Where? Asia Wilson's still here.
Yeah.
Asia Wilson is the face of the
and normally when you
WNBA.
correlate the face of the league, you think of winners, right? If you look at the face of the league of the NBA, the NFL, even Patrick Mahomes, he's the face of the NFL. Why? Because he has in 5 years he won 3 Super Bowls.
Three Super
So
Bowls.
you know what I'm saying? NBA, you think of a LeBron James. Why? Because he has four rings. Steph
And
Curry,
until he
same thing.
retires, he's
Get,
still the face of the NBA.
you know what I'm saying? So you think of winners. It can't just be about viewership, and that's what her fans scream. Not take again. Let me echo what you said. Not taking anything away from Caitlin Clark. It's not because she's a white woman, and I'm
Hmm.
my favorite players in the league. I just mentioned Brianna Stewart being in a league of her own. She's a white woman as well. Some of my favorite players in the
Sabrina,
league.
don't talk.
Sabrina,
Oh,
Tarazi, these listen.
Sue
Okay,
Bird, come on now.
okay,
Some of my
yes,
favorites are white women. But what
yes,
I am saying is we can't discredit what a black woman is doing and try to just come in and let this young rookie, or not even rookie, I'm sorry, this young player come in and take her spot. Like you said, Asia Wilson is still here. I think that her vulnerability, her being open about her mental health just speaks to who she is as a person, and it helps
yes.
her lead her team in the right way, because nobody who wants to be around somebody that has this attitude all the time that nothing bothers them and I'm this and I'm that and kiss the ring. Who wants to be around that? Nobody wants to deal with that. So her showing that, hey, I'm human and I have feelings too, because I think sometimes as fans we might forget that these women have feelings, and we might forget that they're human just like we are. So when they have that moment of, hey, I'm a human too, I experience all these things, and I know I have all these accolades and all this attention, and it might look good and dandy, and I got an NBA boyfriend, I have all of these things. I still experience trouble in my mental health. I still go through things. I'm very emotional. I love that she leaves her emotions on the court and off the court as well. Like, she is a very emotional person, and I think it's nice to see. I'm so
It's,
tired of black women always having to be the strongest ones in the room. So her letting that shine through is a testament to all the little black girls that are looking up to her.
I think in both women and men's sports in general, I think there are two spectrums that you have to look at that are marketable. You either have to have the unattainable aura. And when
Mhm.
I mean unattainable aura, I'm talking about the Tom Brady's of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world, the Wayne Gretzky's of the world, the Lisa Leslie's of the world, the Cheryl Swoops
Lionel
of the world.
Messi.
Exactly. It's like this thing is like they're almost like and not to sound sacrilegious, but it's
Like
like it's almost
Allen
like
Iverson,
they're
Wow, he
godlike.
got the Jordans on.
but even exactly. It's like this aura. So you got that set over there, and then that's a marketable trait. The other marketable trait is the ones that do feel reachable and attainable. Like I can sit and have a regular conversation with you. That's the Allen Iversons. That's the Asia Wilsons. That's the Lamar Jacksons, where they just seem like normal people that just so happen to do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
Her vulnerability makes you feel like you can reach her and
Mhm.
she's not going to dismiss you. Like she can see, you vibe with what she feels. It's like, oh my God, you feel like that? I feel like that too. It's that concept that makes it so welcoming and so warm. You can't be in the middle. It's literally two extremes. You're either the aura or you're the relatable person. And
Yeah.
even Lamar Jackson is why Lamar gets the love that he gets. This is a guy that is a a 2-time, should have been 3-time MVP that was walking through the student center at Morgan to go to Chick-fil-A. Like
Yeah.
that's the relatability aspect. It's like this is a regular cat, like with a shiesty on, like he chilling, like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So those qualities for Asia, the fact that she, cries, when she talks about mental health and how you see her with the kids when she had her sneakers and she gave them out to the children and how excited you saw the genuine joy and happiness of what she was
Yeah.
doing. It wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this for publicity. It was like, no, this is like near and dear to my heart. And I'm the same way. I want every color with them sneakers. But
Oh,
like
they're awesome.
they're awesome. She is just like you could tell she's just a very beautiful soul. You could tell she just came from a great upbringing. Like she always stayed grounded.
Yep.
And you can appreciate that with her because it makes you feel like I might not be playing in the WNBA or in the NBA, but I can achieve greatness and still be me because
Yep.
I'm watching someone do that.
And she's a dog. And speaking of another
A dog.
dog that is totally relatable and has taken the bumps and the bruises of being a rookie in this league. She done took the hard hits. She got hit on screens and she did not get up and complain. She's got up and dropped 40. 2025 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Paige Beckers is the seventh former UConn player to win the award, receiving 70 of 72 first place votes from a media panel, while Washington
Yeah.
Mystics guard Sonia Citron got the other two, y'all. Talking about the dominance of UConn. Diana Taurasi, 2004. Tina Charles, 2010. Maya
Hmm.
Moore, 2011. Brianna Stewart, we talked about Stewie, 2016. Nafisa Collier, 2019. Crystal Dangerfield, 2020. And they showed a picture, a video today about all the NCAA tournament trophies in that UConn facility and how they got to have a separate place to house them. If you don't see greatness, you don't see graces. 16th player drafted number one who received the award, a starter in all 36 appearances. So that means she played all season long for the Wings, especially a woman that got off won a national championship, got on the plane, got drafted, and then started playing. She hasn't had a day off. She averaged 19.2 points, 5.4 assists, 3.9 rebounds, and 1.6 steals, while shooting 47.4% from the floor, 88.8% from the free throw line. She led all WNBA rookies in total points, 692, points per game, total assists, 194, and assists per game. She was the only WNBA player this season who finished ranked in the top 10 in points, assists, and steals per game. Her 44 points against the Los Angeles Sparks on August 20th set a WNBA single game rookie record. She made 17 of 21 shots from the field, 81%, becoming the first in WNBA history to share 40 or more points and shoot at least 80% from the field in a game. Wings were 10 and 30. They're going back in the lottery. This is a girl that's not used to losing. Tristan, you spoke about how the team got to catch up to her. She's already there. In a
Hmm.
season where she's been hurt, and this has been so under the radar. Um, and in a world where we talk about other players, and you have to honestly say, as a black woman, as a black man, I don't want you guys to think that I'm hating. But this white woman has not only shown her worth in this league early, but she's also advocated for the women that around her that's made her better. And she said that they are people of women of color.
Yes.
Paige Beckers,
Yes.
y'all. How you
Paige
feel about it?
PD. It's no surprise. He has a WNBA factory over there. Gino is one of one, truly
Yes.
one of one. Okay. I love me some grandpa, as Paige calls him. I love Gramps. I think that
What's the
him and
character from that movie? What's the
up,
cartoon character? Up.
Oh,
up,
oh, oh.
up. I think that Gino is truly one of one, and his ability to mobilize the generation. If you look at this, we those are different decades, 2005 to 2000. We're in 2025 now. Those are different decades that you've been able to produce a talented athlete that is not just talent. Is you, I mean, you can obviously you can coach talent, but talent that is what is the word I'm looking for? Talent that is well-rounded. You know what I mean? Paige is a well-rounded player. So that I think that also speaks to Gino's player development. I
Oh,
think that's
yes.
a lot to his coaching style, his player development. I think it speaks to all of that. PB, I knew. I mean, I knew watching that playoff run last year, I knew that PB was going to come in the league and be ready. Like Tristan said, the only thing that really plagued Paige was her injuries. Now, I do think that Paige is not talked about enough, but I just think we also have to realize we are living in America. We are really living. If nothing had, if these past couple years haven't shown me anything else, is that we are really living in America. And I think it's because she is a gay woman that she does not get the credit that she deserves. And she is not put on the pedestal with the Caitlin Clark, even though she is the more talented, well-rounded player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that she gets the credit she deserves simply because of her sexual orientation. However, I think we need to leave that out of it, because you also, another thing that is the WNBA's downfall, in my opinion, is you're not marketing the right
You're
players.
not marketing.
Caitlin Clark, I'm not, listen, again, not a hater. You can watch a commercial with Caitlin Clark and she has no personality. That
No
State Farm
personality.
commercial, I'm like,
Dry.
we don't have an acting coach for her or anything. We don't have nothing. Like, she's dry. She's not a marketable player. PB is. You listen to her
Yeah.
mic'd ups and I'm cracking up. PB
Cracking up.
is hilarious.
She's in
Mm-hmm.
everybody's TikToks.
Yes.
She can dance.
She's doing everything that she's off the court doing off the court. She's off the court still marketing the WNBA. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that you have to cater to those that are marketable. And if you only want to cater to one person, it's not going to work. That's why fans are so hell bent on Caitlin Clark, because that's all they keep pushing. That's all they
That's all
keep
they keep
pushing.
saying.
To
But
Mm-hmm.
you
to
need to
that
push.
point.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you just need to push other players, because there are other players that are far. I'm sorry. I'm again not being a hater. There are players that are far more talented than her, miles and miles ahead. Paige Beckers came into the league ready. She put
Yeah.
the league on notice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To that point, Tristan, I want you to answer my question, but I also want you to speak on Carrie Champion's comments on Paige Beckers and how she can't be used in that sense because she's not being used to push some type of initiative. Paige Beckers is telling you that I'm in this league and I'm in this league because of the black women before me. And a lot
Flat
of
out.
people do not want to hear that.
Yep. But I mean, I think she's and it's probably kudos to her upbringing, as well as her nurturing from Gino. It's she knows she knows her platform. She knows who she is. She knows the reach and the impact that she has. So she's like, I'm going to use it to basically be honest and tell the real truth that people don't want to talk about, which is the fact. She's like, the black women of the WNBA, past and present, are an intricate part of why I'm here and why I'm standing before you all. You can say whatever you want to say. Because her mind, she's like, my game was not created from some of the white players. It wasn't. She said it. She was watching uh Teresa Witherspoon. She was watching Cheryl Swoops. She was watching all these other black girls that were out here. Like, she was watching how Maya Moore played. She was watching how Candace Parker played. And even though she didn't have the size like them, but just understanding the game from a mental standpoint and how to finish and how to, you know, have your teammates in, how to play on ball defense and all these things. So, so she wouldn't be one dimensional. These are the players that she talks about when she talks about those that are inspired her. And again, it's like you said, it's an initiative that they don't want to put because they're like this blue-eyed blonde hair girl is talking about these black players. Well, that's what she knows, and she's not, she's a believer in Christ. She tells people she listens to worship music during her warm-up sessions. Like, these are things that they're not trying to be like, no, we can hold off on that, which is disgraceful. But it's like, if you want to see the WNBA, y'all talking about pay the players, pay them more and all that stuff. Well, if the WNBA wants to expand this thing, you have to market these people because there is a demographic for them, especially for Paige, because everybody knew who Paige was. There was a tweet that someone said when she was like 10. They said that's the best
Yes.
sixth grader I've ever seen play. Like, she's been known for years.
Yeah,
So why don't you market her that way? Like, she should have been, honestly, the way, because when I saw that tweet, I did a kind of a deep dive with her. Really, she should have been pushed like how LeBron was pushed coming out of high school.
for sure.
That's how good she was back then. Like, that's how she should have been elevated for the WNBA. Like, God rest her soul. How we were talking about Gigi with Kobe's daughter.
Yes.
That's how Paige was supposed to be pushed. So it's like, give her that opportunity and give her that shine. And you're like you say, you're crediting to the wrong people because your narrative that you want to put out is what Caitlin Clark has, but Paige is the person that you really should have been marketing. Aaliyah Boston should have been another person that you should have been marketing. Like, there's so many of these women that have these great personalities that are
Mhm.
ballers, ballers. Why aren't you giving them enough shine?
I
The
think
crazy
also
you. I'm
Nafisa
sorry.
oh, sorry, real quick. Speaking of marketing, you have a Nafisa Collier and an Anthony Edwards. Why aren't they doing a commercial together? Like, they play
Exactly.
in the same city, both dogs in their own right. Why would you not have them do a commercial together? Why are these women where you watch a WNBA game on the WNBA app and they have no commercials? There's we can't call Nike. The finals were the NBA finals were on. Kathy should have been making a call to Adam or whoever should have been making a call to the NBA. Hey, can we the WNBA season is starting soon. Can we have a commercial? You need to be making sure not just marketing them in season, off season as well. And you have to be smart about when you have these games. I'm sorry, we all know football is America's sport. Why are you
Mhm.
having the playoffs? And these playoffs are good. Why
Oh,
are you
good.
having the playoffs on a Sunday, ma'am? Come on
Yeah,
now. You need to
yeah.
be in this. And if you're going to do the playoffs right now in the beginning of football season when everybody wants to watch, you should be doing it on a Friday or when there's nothing on a win. You need to be trying to do it on a Wednesday, a Friday. You need to be trying to figure out your schedule, a Tuesday, something. You need to be figuring it out where it's not on football where you're going to lose those viewers, and you could you could tap into an entire different market if you knew how to market correctly.
And
Hmm.
then you get mad that they make their own league and it's actually better because you won't pay them what they're already in. Speaking of not being able to be paid anymore, she's going to no longer be the coach of the New York Liberty. Um, Sandy Brondello's contract was not renewed. 32 wins in the finals, 32 wins in the championship, 27 wins in a first round exit by coaching is wild. Question mark, question mark, question mark. That was somebody else's reaction to this. One thing about Coach Bondello, she wins wherever she is, two-time champion as a head coach. If I'm Seattle, I'm making the call. She led the Liberty to their first title in franchise history. We know Noelle Quinn, she's out of Seattle. Could we see a swap?
Do they think they're the aces? Like, who do y'all think y'all
Who
are?
do you think
That
you are?
y'all can just, you know what? We didn't have a good we won a championship last year, but we ain't win it this year. So you know what? And did y'all
You
forget
out.
that your star player had a sprained MCL and still dropped 30? Are we? Hello? I don't know what we're doing here. And like Brianna Stewart said, when maybe that reporter was on to something, y'all, when she when she
When
asked
she asked that
when
question,
she asked that
she must
question
have heard
about them
something. She must have
about
heard
the
something.
coaching, about do you think that she should be fired?
She,
And Brianna
yes,
Stewart said, "What the?" And honestly, I had the same reaction because I just don't understand this. She led y'all to y'all first championship in franchise history. We give up on her because players were injured. Jonquel
Spoon
Jones was
coming out
nowhere to
crazy,
there.
be found. Leonie Phoebus
crazy.
nowhere to be found. Sabrina Ionescu, I said, you better hope. And now y'all better hope Stewie don't leave, because then you're gonna be stuck with Sabrina Ionescu. And listen, I love Sab, but she ain't learned nothing under Kobe. She is very inconsistent. Sabrina is very inconsistent. You Natasha Cloud was in the clouds. Okay, she
She was
disappeared.
definitely in the clouds. Yeah.
She disappeared. My boyfriend said that one, so let me give him his credit. If I don't give him his credit, you took my stuff, and so my boyfriend said that one. But yes, she disappeared. So you have the only consistent player was Brianna Stewart. If I implement the game plan and they don't achieve it, or they don't go out there and successfully execute it, how is that on me as the coach? I did what I was supposed to do. Which want me to go out there and play? No,
Exactly.
I did what I was supposed to do. Question, like Michael said, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Tristan, do you have any thoughts about this?
No, I agree. I mean, I don't understand how you only in the WNBA, because you won't, honestly, you just wouldn't see that in any other league. Like, you're not gonna fire your coach after they won a championship. Like, you what did you thought you was just about to have this dynasty? Like, what was going on? Like, I didn't understand that at all.
I didn't either.
Um,
But the
yeah, I
Wings
think,
and the coach and the Skies coach still got their jobs. Come on now.
and that's what I'm saying. But you did it to Teresa. You did it to Teresa when she was with this guy, and
Yep.
then look at them now. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy. So I'm like, who? And I was like, maybe it's me not understanding the coaching circle in the WNBA, because I'm like, well, who's out there that is more qualified than she is? Like,
Yeah,
who's available that's more
she was,
qualified than her?
she was
I don't
working.
understand that.
I was
Hey,
hoping you could
y'all
tell me
drinking that
because
Dolan water or
it's
something in New York?
small.
What's going on?
It's
I don't know.
small. The
It's very small.
Y'all have Elisa Leslie, but y'all already denied her. She already interviewed for a head coaching job. So you better
And
hope
y'all
that she
denied
don't
her.
you better hope that she don't say, I'm done. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
You better hope. So yeah,
I think she did. I think someone interviewed her like a few months ago, and I think she said like she was good on that. I think so. So unless they offer her a
so
deal that she can't refuse, but
this is not the NBA where it is it's a pool of coaches, and
right,
you can even sometimes in NBA you can even pull from an assistant coach and get a good coach. This is not like that. This is a very
it's not.
small market of coaches, and to not renew that woman's contract is crazy after she
Which
brought y'all a
means you're gonna
championship
watch her go somewhere else and be
and
successful.
be great. You can't expect, it is so hard in any professional sport. It is so hard to win and be consistent winners. It is so hard. So the fact that y'all just gave up on her is crazy. Your expectations were too high. Like I said, everybody can't be a Becky, but everybody can't be a Becky Hammond.
Everybody
That's
can't be a Becky Hammond.
that's not how that works.
Speaking of coaches, and this takes us to college football with Tristan in a minute, that's being let go. Oklahoma State has fired coach Mike Gundy. He has been in his 21st season at his alma mater. Oklahoma QB John Mateer to have right hand surgery Wednesday.
Yep.
Tristan, notable matchups this weekend. Number 4, LSU. Number 13, Ole Miss. Number 6, Oregon. Number 3, Penn State. Number
Hmm.
17, Alabama. Number 5, Georgia. Number 25, BYU. And we all know we got to see Colorado. It's your turn. Go ahead. Be
Well,
quick.
so yeah, a couple takes with Oklahoma State's coach. I think it was just time for a new voice. He was there for a long time. I think it was just time to have a new voice. I'm not really upset at what they were doing. They've been long gone are the days of having the players that they had like in the early 2000s and such. So it's just time for a new voice to be in there, and they just got to rebuild, start over, and it's okay. It's okay. They weren't going to be competitive for a while anyway, so this is the perfect time. LSU is literally having a battle with themselves because it's really like everyone's looking for LSU to be in a championship game. I think that's the expectation. So like that's where everybody's at. It's like, oh well, you won by 15 points, but you should have won by 30. Like that's where they're at right now. It's like that's how everybody feels. So just you're in LSU. It is what it is. Um, what I'm disappointed in, it really is the quarterback play of this class. I was one of the ones that was really heralding this draft class coming up of these QBs, and they have been so inconsistent. I don't know what's happened to Klubnik over there in Clemson. I think Dabo is really losing it. So I don't know how that's going to shake out. Sellers just had an awesome game, but he's been inconsistent. I mean, he had an awesome game with South Carolina, awesome, but he's been inconsistent. Then the kid down in Florida, well, that whole program just needs to blow up. I don't know what to say. If I mean, I know how people feel about Urban Meyer, but y'all might want to make a call. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand what's happening down there in Florida at all, at all. Um, so and then Alabama. What frustrates me about Alabama is they're going to be just good enough for this man to keep his job when he
Mhm.
he really should be fired. Like it's just that's what's going to annoy me. It's going to be just good enough that they're going to hold on to him. And you know, all the teams. This kind of been like the most open I've seen college football in a while. Like
Yeah.
who's like as far as like who be favored. I know like Ohio State is still humming around up there. Yep, shout out to Ohio State. There's and they're if anything, I'll probably say they're the clear front runner because
Former
although I
champion,
don't,
the reigning champions for all you all you
yeah, that's
fans of the
nice.
school up
That's nice.
north.
That's nice. I don't believe in y'all quarterback at all.
Oh,
At
you don't
all.
have to. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because he's a
At all.
freshman. He's a freshman. You don't gotta worry about it. You know what? Since we talk about quarterbacks and not believing in
He's
somebody, and
he's
you
a
know they
freshman that plays like a junior in high school. He's just
not too much
fortunate that
on
he's
I'm
got
not too much on Julian saying because I'm just saying, okay?
it's,
Not
it's
too
the
much.
fact that he's got a freak of nature wide receiver that's bailing him out of a lot of situations that
Okay,
he's
and
putting
he
himself in.
bailed out Will Howard last year, and we saw where that took us to the chip. Ring me, please. Thank you.
You also had a two-headed monster last year. You had a plethora of weapons. And that's one
And we
thing with
still
Ohio
do.
State.
And the
Y'all going yeah,
backs are
exactly.
there.
Y'all
Defense is
gonna have great weapons all the time, no matter what the QB
thank
is.
you.
Y'all
As
gonna
long
have
as you
great
know.
weapons.
It's the
Yeah,
NFL factory over
that's
here at
fine.
OSU. Okay.
So
If you want your
so
kids to do well, go to the league, come to
let's see
OSU. The
Simmer
shit.
let's see how
down,
long
simmer down.
let's see how long your junior high quarterback can take
Our
care
Are
of
we
junior
are
business.
we
high?
are we done,
Yes,
Tristan? Are we
junior high
done?
quarterback.
No, we're not because since we talking about quarterbacks, let's talk about the one. You know how they said Shador was living off his last name. You ain't said nothing about Mr. Arch Manning, who
Oh,
was
I was gonna
flexing
go
on
there.
Sam Houston
Yeah,
after he
no,
scored a touchdown.
I was gonna go there. I honestly think something is wrong with his shoulder that they're not talking about, and also
Okay.
his mechanics are terrible. So I don't know what Sarkeesian is doing over there with him. Those mechanics ain't look like that when he was in high school. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened since he's been in Texas. That was not this
The
little
state of Texas took a
side
lot of L's this
this
year, didn't it?
this side
Oh,
thing he does. I don't. They did a lot of else. This little side thing he's doing with his throwing
mhm.
motion, that was not that. And I'm like, none of your uncles throw like that. Your grandfather didn't throw like that, and I know your father ain't show you that. So I don't know where you got that from. Like I don't know how you have this lineage of quarterbacks in your family, and your father was a great athlete as a wide receiver. I don't know how you come from that and doing that throwing motion. I don't understand that at all.
Not the family
Um,
ain't teach him that.
Right.
They ain't teaching that. They ain't teaching that. So I don't know. He's another one that's kind of disappointing because
Yeah.
what I saw him do in high school, and I get it, it's high school, but still, there were certain things I saw where I was like, okay, he's gonna be nice. To what he's doing now, I don't know what Sarkisian's doing over there. I didn't want him to go to Texas in the first place, to be honest with you. I didn't want him to go there.
Really?
I
Where'd you
didn't think
want
that
to
was.
go?
I thought he would have been cool with going to. I thought he would have been cool with going to Ole Miss. I
Okay.
thought he would have been good with going to. I actually would have. I would have been cool with him going to Ohio State. To be honest, I really would have been okay with that because of his tools. You put his tools pre Texas.
Mm-hmm.
With Ohio State's offensive line and those weapons, he's a
Mm-hmm.
Heisman. Easy, easy. But
Let
going to
yeah.
going to Texas, I don't understand that. I don't understand
Let's
that, and it's disappointing because I'm not seeing it. It's not getting better, so I don't know.
let's finish the show saying goodbye to a legend. Dodgers great ending his career. Kirsch is
Oh,
saying
Kirsch, yeah,
goodbye to the
Kirsch.
MLB. Played an entire career in Los Angeles. I mean, we ain't seen that since Kobe. Played an entire career in LA since his
Yeah,
debut as a pitcher in 2008. He is considered one of the baseball's top pitchers, winning 3 Cy Young
three
Awards in
Cy Youngs.
2011, 13, 14. In 2020, he helped the Dodgers win a World Series. 3,000 strikeout club. Not bad for a lefty. How will he be remembered for his
Legend.
One,
contributions to the Major League
yeah,
Baseball?
That's
Hall
it.
of
One
Famer,
word.
legend.
Legend.
Hmm. Yeah, amazing career.
Hell of a career.
Yeah,
Amazing
amazing
career.
career. Yeah, there's nothing to be said about that. Amazing
Nope.
career.
And with that being said, this was amazing. This was awesome. You got Tristan giggling. Y'all going back and forth. I didn't plan this. I closed the book on this show. While I'm also closing the chapter of 36 in a couple of days. What's one more thing you got to say? Because I see the finger.
Yeah, so one more thing, because you know how hard it is to find like legitimate Clevelanders. It's so hard. So I gotta ask this question.
Don't piss. Now you about to piss her off?
I
I
gotta
just want
no, no. I just want to ask this question.
okay.
Do you? It's a 2-1.
Okay.
Do you think Shador Sanders will get a shot this season? Do you think he should get a shot this season? All right, go.
Okay. So I can't spill all the tea because
Okay,
I don't know if you know, but I work for News 5 and we
this is
are
why I asked the question.
our station is the Browns media partner. So what I will say is I'm gonna answer, do I think he should?
Yeah.
No. And that's not because of his talent. That has nothing to do with his talent.
Okay.
I want Shador to be developed. If you look at the history of the Cleveland Browns, we do not have a good history with rookie quarterbacks. I don't want us to ruin him.
True.
He needs to be developed a little bit. I want him to step out there and be NFL ready on some Cam Newton type NFL ready. Like we got something like that. I
Yeah.
think Shador can be ready. Do I think he can be ready? Absolutely. But I just don't see it this year. But I
Okay.
would like to see him maybe like towards the end of the season. If we have another 3-14 season, Lord, please, I can't deal with that. If we have
Mm,
another 3-14 season, I will say put him out there just to see what we have. I want
okay.
him. I want him to get his fair shake. Because I've never, like his daddy said, I've never seen anybody that said I learned a lot today
Sitting
on
on
the
the
bench.
bench.
I've never seen that. So
Yep.
I want him to get his fair shake. I just don't know if week 7, week 8 is the year. I think we should wait towards the end of the season a little bit more and give him a chance. We got to see what we have between him and Dylan Gabriel. We need to see what we have. We're not gonna know what we have if they're behind old man Joe. I mean,
Because y'all have 2 first-round picks in it
we do.
next year. So
We
yeah,
do.
so you have to figure it out because you got to know if you got a shot for a quarterback in the draft or not.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
see a quarterback in the draft. I'm sorry. I don't this this this
After what I
class
see,
this class is not impressive to me. And plus, I don't think that
yeah,
we needed another quarterback. I think we need some linemen, like them big old beefy country linemen that you gotta like drive 30 minutes to their house. The nearest gas station is 30 minutes away. Like one of them, you know what I mean? Like it's all chickens, and no, sir, I just play my football and take care of my farm. We need one of those. I think we need some linemen, and I also feel like we need a wide receiver one. I love Jerry Judy. I do. I
he
love
did
Jerry. I just
that
don't
drop.
know. Yeah, thank you. I just don't know if Jerry Judy is your wide receiver one, but I believe in these rookies. I love Quinshawn Junkins. I love
Oh
Dylan
yeah, yeah.
Sampson. Carson Schwarzenegger does not play. Have you seen him? He does not play like a rookie. I love Harold Fanning Jr. I think he's
Yeah,
going to be a stud. I think he's
yeah.
going to be an absolute stud. I think Andrew Berry really cooked in this draft, but we still got
And
some work
draft.
for him to do.
Mhm. Cool. Yeah, I'm like, we couldn't have her and not ask a Cleveland Browns question. We couldn't.
Did she satisfy what you needed to know? And
Oh,
kept it
absolutely.
in the middle where it wasn't,
Oh, that's how
because
you know, true professional.
some players can be, some of us in certain situations can be delulu, but
No,
you kept it G.
Thank
she
you.
I
did.
appreciate
She did.
I
Kudos.
appreciate that. I
Thank you
appreciate
guys.
that.
Thank you. Thank you guys for
Yes.
having me. This is so I've had this much fun talking about sports in a while. Got me riled up a little bit. I like Trish. I
Hey,
love the facts.
you
I love it.
you are no longer a guest in my home. So now you can just call me up and say, hey, Kels, I need to come on. So
That's right.
I'm going to say it like I say it every week. I don't care if it does not rhyme, is it still mine? I am McKell, like Kevin McKell. I will be going Friday to get my gel filled. I hope you go get yours too. 37 on the other side of this week when we come back. I'll be that. Tristan, thank you. As always, Kirsten, it was a pleasure. Thank you for your
That's
time. Thank you for your knowledge. You better promote this show like I promote this show.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Next week, America. We say it all the time. Peace.